Looking to take your fitness skills and health to the next level? You're in the right place. Welcome to the Building Ambition Podcast with your host, nutrition coach, and powerlifter turned personal trainer who is 130 pounds lighter, Adam Hicks. And your co-host on the path to losing 160 pounds, Alan Zimmerman. Get ready to be inspired.
So I think it's safe to say that I finally have the whole intro and setting things up and streaming everything. I think I finally have it under control. Would you agree?
I think you're
because
right on.
Because that
right
was
on the
pretty
money.
seamless. I have not checked, and I'm 1 minute late.
Well, yeah, but you know
1 minute late.
We started at 1. No,
we did start setting up 4 hours ago. So
no, we didn't start that early.
But it has been a bit of a challenge, you know, with everything that we're currently doing as far as the studio being under construction. So we moved everything over to your kitchen, which everybody can see in the background.
Right.
Audio quality still seems to be right there, like what we're looking for and everything, but it's a nightmare running everything out of a Tupperware container.
Right.
I'm sure everybody that's tuning in or that's listening to this on Monday really gives a crap about my setup and how things are working out for me.
But you know, I'll tell you something. The thing that I think is so interesting is we could take this thing on the road. We don't have to be locked into a studio, although the studio is going to be awesome when we get it done.
Yeah.
But you know, we could do remotes. We could go out here to different locations if people have something that they want to do for live broadcast, live locations with the Building Ambition.
With our brand,
and what we're
branding,
doing.
and what we're doing. That's something that we've talked about, but we can come back to that because I don't want to keep I guess we have 2 guests this week is the way that it's looking. Now, what's really interesting, and we'll go ahead and get her up on the screen. I actually heard of Brittany. Our guest is Brittany Donnelly from Mamas Who Move. I actually heard of her through Justin and Vaz at the lifting company. I think they started interacting with her, and they said, hey, this is somebody, she's pretty cool. And it's one of those things where if you're associated with good people, then you start to find other good people. Would you agree? That's kind of how it works out. So I haven't actually, Brittany has, she wrote an article for the website, and then we've corresponded, back and forth via email and everything. So we finally were able to lock down a time to get her on here and talk to us about what she does. But like I said, she is the founder of Mamas Who Move. And she's a mother, she's a wife, she's working. I know you were flying across the country earlier this week, so we appreciate you setting some time apart for us to come on here today. But Brittany Donnelly, welcome to the Building Ambition Podcast. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. How are you?
I think we're doing good, all things considered. I was a little tired earlier, but I actually took a pre-workout drink for this podcast. So if I start seeming like I'm running a little hot or getting a little excited here, that's what's going on. It's a lot of caffeine, but it is what it is. So for the listeners, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us who you are and what your background is.
Sure. So my name is Brittany Donnelly. I'm over in Santan Valley, Arizona. So it's just outside of Phoenix. I'm still kind of new mom. My son just turned 1, and I work full time for in the IT consulting industry. I work out, and I decided this year to launch a new nonprofit, and so that's my business, Mamas Who Move. So
very cool.
I kind of kicked it off summer, and it just kind of has been. It's growing so fast.
It seems like, following along with you on Instagram and other social media platforms, that it really seems to be growing, especially in the last, I don't know, maybe month to 6 weeks. It seems like your classes are really expanding. So, but we will get into that. So why don't you go ahead? First of all, can you tell me what your story is when it comes to health and fitness? I mean, were you an athlete growing up, or is this something that you found later in life?
Well, I was always really into health and fitness. So in high school, college, I was into working out. I grew up as a dancer, ballet and tap. My goal was I wanted to be a Rockette, the Radio City Rockettes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But I ended up getting a knee injury. So I kind of always been struggling, how do I find that balance between injury and being fit and not taking it too far in terms of going to the gym every day and just finding that balance.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I'm always an avid, I love classes, yoga, spinning. I am obsessed with cycling. There's this local spinning studio that I'm always at. So that's a huge part of my time. Mm-hmm. And just outdoors. I have to be outdoors doing something. I'm not one to just sit on the couch and watch TV for hours. That is not me after work. So
yeah.
So I would say it's just in my blood. I'm just an active person.
Yeah. And it's very interesting that you said that your goal was to be one of the Rockettes, because I know my co-host Alan, that was also his goal growing up. So unfortunately, I don't know if it was a knee injury that sidelined him or lack of flexibility or whatever it may be. But similar story there.
Very nice.
So anyways,
You're not getting excited.
Now, we've already mentioned several times that you are the founder. It's a nonprofit, Mamas Who Move. So do you want to go ahead and explain what your organization is?
Yeah, so my organization, we hold boot camps for moms, and we offer childcare solutions, but we do not charge the moms. So there's never a fee to come to any of our workouts, and there's not a fee to bring your kids. And so what I do is I partner with local gyms and trainers to lead the moms, whether that be in a boot camp or a yoga or a workout in the park, or even just like a lifting type workout.
Brittany, we lost you there.
One or twice.
Oh, there we go. We got you back.
Yeah,
You're
at least
good.
once or twice a week. You got me back?
Yep.
Yeah, once or twice a week we like to hold a class for the moms. So we'll go over to a facility and they'll lead the moms in a workout. And it's great for exposure for the gyms to get their marketing up and to just bring awareness. But we also help the moms by being able to work out in environments they wouldn't have worked out in before while bringing their kids.
That's very interesting. So are you actually the one that's instructing the class, or do you have trainers from the gyms that you're partnering with leading the classes?
So I'm not a trainer or certified. So what I wanted to do is really just kind of bridge the gap. So bring the moms to the facilities, and the facilities are the ones that train the moms.
Very cool. Yeah, that's really interesting. I like how you're doing that, because like you said, gyms have to be excited about that, and different organizations have to be excited because it is exposing a new group to their facility and what they have going on. So very cool. That's very interesting how you're doing that. Now,
yeah, moms,
Yeah.
it's great, especially for moms that maybe haven't been in. Let's say you've never gone to a gym where you're really into lifting. It gives that experience to the mom, and it's in an environment where they're not intimidating, because sometimes it can be very intimidating to walk into gyms.
Yeah, and just to be able to go there with a group and then be able to look around has to make things so much easier, because I know, and that's a question I have coming up for you later, is you get somebody that just, and especially with the holidays coming up and the new year approaching, people are going to be setting their New Year's resolutions, and then they're going to want to get into the gym, but to go there by yourself, it can be very scary, kind of intimidating, like you said, or even just the fact that you don't know what you're doing. So if you're able to go there in a safe environment with other moms who also have their kids, that's got to be great for the people that you're working with.
Oh yeah, it really is. Like, I personally love it because I can bring Camden with me.
Yeah.
How do you reach out to the mothers in order for them to be aware of where your programs or your facilities are?
2 ways. Well, maybe like 3. So we've got a closed Facebook group where moms can join the group, and we just communicate and talk. So whether that be you don't come to one of our events, you can still have the support and online community. And we post events within that group along with our public Facebook page and our public Instagram. And our website as well.
Okay.
So what made you decide to start this organization, or what kind of inspired you to get the ball rolling here?
Well, so my husband was deployed last year, and he just got home in May. So, I had Camden. I went back to work full time. My parents kind of were helping me watch Camden there during the day, and then I needed to go work out. So I was struggling personally with being gone so long, and then having to go to the gym and then leaving Camden, at the gym daycare, and not really feeling completely comfortable. So I was like, I think I kind of want to try like a boot camp, and like, what if I just reach out to a trainer and see if I can invite a couple friends? And so I did that. Like, our first little boot camp had 3 people, like 3 moms, including myself. But I liked the fact that I could bring Camden. So from like that Saturday, every Saturday I just set them up, and they grew and they grew and they grew. And I was like, it's a great mission and it's a great idea, and I'm just gonna like run with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it is something that, with my son being in kindergarten now, excuse me, there's still days where my daughter has to go to the gym with me, and she's finally to the point, she's 3 years older than your son, so I'm a little bit more comfortable leaving her, at the daycare facility, at the gym, because she's a little more self-sustained, I guess. But, I mean, when my kids were first born, I took 2 years off from the gym, Alan. I don't know if you remember that, but there was 2 years where I didn't do anything aside from maybe some push-ups or something like that at home. And I'm a dad, so that's very cool. And it is something that you have to consider when you're looking at a gym to join. It's the facilities. If you do have children, who are you leaving your kids with? And that should be something on the top of your mind with anything. So that's very
and I'm
cool.
not sure at some of the facilities if they actually go through any kind of credentials with who's watching these kids.
Sure.
Hey, I need somebody to watch kids for 7 hours a day. You'll do.
Yeah, that very well could be. So, now, Brittany,
intimidating. It's just.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying it's very scary, especially when they're really young, like 3 months old, leaving them with complete strangers for even an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, so.
And I mean, with a newborn, especially a 1-year-old, obviously, you have your hands full with it. And I mean, the thing that also that would strike me, I mentioned that I took 2 years off from the gym, but then even when I did go back, it's a process just getting there when you have your kids with you, because I mean, it's getting them into the car seat, which that was always, that was a thorn in my side for so many years. I just hated that car seat. And then it's packing the bag. Are they going to have to eat while they're there? Do they need to have diapers or whatever it may be? So, I mean, if you're there and you're teaching the class and you have your kids with you, like you said, in a safe environment, I mean, it takes so much off of the mind, I think, and then you can really focus on yourself. So, very cool. So,
yeah.
Brittany, we had a couple topics that we wanted to get into, and I don't want to keep you too long because somebody looks like he's pretty antsy there. So, what advice do you have for working? And, when we originally wrote out the outline, we said working or busy mothers. But I think, we can include fathers with this too, just working and busy people who maybe don't have an access to an organization like yourself. What do you say to these men and women who feel guilty, taking time away from their kids to go to the gym? Something that I also hear a lot of is it selfish to go to the gym and leave your family for an hour or two or whatever that may be? What do you say to those people?
I have to say that you're not being selfish. I personally believe, and this is kind of how I function, is that hour that you're taking for yourself not only makes you a better parent, it just makes you you're helping with if you're a woman, it helps with postpartum, it helps with clearing your head for an hour, and you can go back to your kids and just be more calm. And just, for me, I just feel better because I'm taking that 1 hour for myself, no interruptions, to just kind of nurture from within, and it just, like, my entire life is impacted by that 1 hour. It's just I'm better overall. I'm just happier.
Yeah,
it's quite a stress reliever as well. And being a parent is somewhat of 24-hour stress as far as with the responsibility of your kids and making sure they're fed, they're clean, they're clothed. All the different things.
Yeah, yep, very true.
Exactly.
And I would also like to say that I think it's good for if you're taking your son or your daughter or whatever it may be to the gym with you, and then they're exposed to other kids their age, because, like, for example, with my daughter, she was going to the gym, before she was in preschool or daycare or anything like that. So it was giving her a chance to interact with other kids and socializing her a little bit more to where she wasn't with me, 24 hours a day. And while I'm no, child psychologist or therapist, I think it did help her kind of mature a little bit quicker than maybe she would have. So I think that's also something to consider. So very interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
Now, Brittany, can you give me some examples going back to the classes that you guys have? What are some of the different activities or group classes that you have had so far? I mean, are you guys getting in there, and doing like powerlifting movements? Are you doing CrossFit type workouts? Or are they mainly, cardio boot camps? Or what do you guys have going on?
Well, it's kind of a mix. So some weekends we'll do like more HIIT. We always incorporate some type of cardio. We'll have an occasional yoga class, and those are just fun, but I usually try and make sure it's yoga paired with, like, I'll have a boot camp as well for, like, high intensity. We do a lot of, like, stations.
Mm-hmm.
And we always are really mindful because we've got moms there that just got cleared to work out. So
wow.
We always have modifications, and just if they're limited, making sure that they're safe while they're working out to help them. We actually have an upcoming CrossFit type style one, which I'm super excited about because I like lifting.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been getting into the more where we're actually utilizing weights now, and those are just great if you've never experienced that type of workout before.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
And those are based on a beginner level of weightlifting and that type of thing?
The trainers educate them on how to do it properly, and they show them how to do the exercises if they've never done it before. But we've got moms that have done it, so they kind of help challenge them as well. So it's really good for all levels.
Right. Good deal.
Okay, Brittany, well, we don't want to keep you too long because we know you got a lot going on right there, but one more question, and then we'll kind of leave everybody with where they can find a little bit more out about you. Now, and we like to ask everybody this question. So what do you say to somebody right now that has heard your story, or maybe they've been following along with you online, and they want to get started, they want to join a class like what you're offering, or they want to get into the gym and they want to get moving? What do you say to that person to kind of inspire them and get them started? Because obviously you're a pretty busy mom, you're working a full-time job, you have a 1-year-old, you have a husband, and then you know you're keeping up. I'm sure you guys got loads of housework and stuff going on with that 1-year-old. I know how it is for us at our house. What do you say to that person now that may be listening that's inspired by your story for them to get moving? But like we always say, you can't say to that person, if I can do it, you can do it. So what do you say to that person?
I just say come and try it at least once. The feedback I get all the time is that I want to do it, but there's fear where they just don't really feel comfortable coming out yet, or they don't know if they can balance it all with their babies there. And with the support that we have with people helping watch the kids, or if you have a smaller baby, just having them near you, I just say come out and try it, because the environment that you're in is so welcoming and there's so much support. I think you would just, it's not intimidating, and you'll meet so many great friends.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys running into situations where it's like people are coming to the class by themselves, and then they're interacting with people that are there, and then they start to kind of develop friendships, and then they're going to the next class together and things like that, kind of building a group maybe?
Yeah, there's a sense of community where we might have a mom bring her friends with her, or there's moms that they see each other every Saturday and they just start to become a bond, and they have kids that are the same age, and then they see their kids interact. So right there, not only did they get to work out, they got to build some friends, because a lot of these moms might be stay at home and they're completely isolated for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
So it really is a great way for them to meet people just like them.
Yeah. And just to clear this up, there's no charge for what you're doing. Is there? It's just they show up and they do the workout. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we don't charge any. If it's a Mamas Who Move event, there is no charge. If they love the facility and they love the trainer and they want to, reach out and have some type of training program with them, absolutely. They tend to offer very discounted rates or specials, but Mamas Who Move events do not charge anything.
Very cool. Now, and can you go ahead, because I know you said you have a website and then a couple different Facebook options for people to find you at. Where can people go to find more out about you?
Yeah, so we've got mamaswhomove.org, and it's always MAMAS, not moms. I know that sometimes confuses people. And then we're on Mamas Who Move on Instagram, and then Mamas Who Move, our public Facebook page as well.
Okay. Right. And we will go ahead, guys, and we're going to link to all of Brittany's information in the show notes. So as always, you can go to buildingambition.com and click on the episode. You'll find all links to all of her social media and her website and everything there. So you guys can click on through and follow along with her. But what's the next event you guys have coming up?
It's a new one. I'm even a little intimidated. It's called Booty Yoga, where it's yoga, but there's a lot of dancing. Okay. So this one's on Saturday, and we're expecting a really big turnout, but I'm really nervous because this is out of my comfort zone completely.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be really fun. It's going to be great. It'll be great.
So where's that event going to take place at?
That's going to be at the Chandler Community Center over in Chandler, Arizona.
Okay. And we'll make sure that we have links, like I said, to everything. So if you guys are interested in a booty workout, I suggest you click through. I know if I was closer, I would probably take you up on that, because glutes and my hips are something that I seem to be struggling with when it comes to, and I'm being serious.
I don't think that's open to dudes, though, is it? Is it open to dudes?
I bet I could get a pass. I mean, I'm the host. I'm the host of the Building Ambition podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Typically, no, it's only women.
Yeah, see,
well.
no dudes.
Yeah, we'd just be the creepy guys there.
I
so.
would definitely. They definitely say that guy's an old creepy guy. You know, old guys. They aren't welcome many places at all, except taverns and.
Yes, this is true.
You can be a volunteer.
There you go.
You can volunteer and help with the kids, and more than welcome.
That even goes to the edge there of creepy. That creepy old man's not watching my kids.
Okay, Brittany. Well, hey, I know we've kept this kind of short, but I know you got a lot going on there. So I hope we can get you back in the future and maybe get you to write a few more articles for us, because I know we had a great response to the protein article that you did for us. Lots of good information coming from you, and look forward to a continued relationship with you. And is there any sponsors or anybody that you want to give a shout out to before we go ahead and wrap this up?
Let me think. Well, there's Pita Pit over in Queen Creek, and the Olive Mill is a huge venue supporter of ours. So thank you guys.
All right.
And I know we're both associated with the lifting company, so I want to go ahead and give them a plug. You guys can always check them out at myliftingcode.com and use the code Ambition15 on the back end. Save yourself a little change at the checkout, and we appreciate their support, and I appreciate them introducing me to you, Brittany, and thanks again for coming on here.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys, the full episode will be out tomorrow. Alan and I are going to go ahead and do our summary, so you guys can check out the full audio version on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or just go to buildingambition.com and check us out there. So as always, we appreciate you checking out the live stream. We'll see you next week.